I want you to imagine that you're an alien from a very, very distant world on the other side of the galaxy, and that on your world there are no multicellular organisms except for animals, no other multicellular organisms at all. It's perfectly possible. If you consider the deep oceans of our world, they have almost no multicellular organisms except for animals. So that's how it is on your world, and you want to discover if it's the same on all living planets. So you build a spaceship and you take off into space on a daring mission to explore the cosmos and see if any other forms of multicellular life exist. And out you go into the vastness of space. Scientists on your world reckon that there's no possibility that anything other than animals could ever be multicellular. They reckon that the only things that are large are the things at the tops of the food chains. But are they right? You visit countless worlds, finding no signs of life or nothing but multicellular animal life. And so your search goes on and on and on, until finally you find a small but beautiful solar system on the other side of the galaxy. You bring your spaceship in closer. And one of the worlds is producing radio signals, so it must have intelligent life. But does it have other forms of multicellular life? You bring your spaceship in closer, closer. The world, it proves to be one of astonishing beauty, a mixture of oceans and land like you've never seen before. And the land masses, they're green. Why are they green? It can't be rocks. Could it be living organisms that give them that green colour? You're fascinated. You bring your spaceship in closer, closer. You start to penetrate the atmosphere. And down you go, down you go. The clouds rush past. And you start to look for a possible landing site. You're going to find out once and for all what kind of life this planet has. Is it different from what your own planet has? You set in motion the landing sequence. You're coming in over these impossibly strange green organisms. Down you go, down you go. Fire the retro rockets and prepare yourself. You retract the nose cone and the engines. You put down the landing gear. Then you're finally ready. And you come to land on this strange, strange planet called Earth. And you emerge from your spaceship, putting your tentacles onto the soil of an alien world. You put on your space helmet because you're not sure what's in the atmosphere here yet. And you step out and you look around. And these strange pink monkey-like things wearing coloured cloth are coming towards you. But you're not interested in them. You've seen lots of large animals. But what you've never ever seen are these green things. They seem to be all around you. And they don't seem to move. They don't seem to think. And yet they're everywhere. So you try threatening them, attacking them. And they don't do anything. They don't seem to defend themselves. So you pull a bit off one of them and you eat it. It does nothing to stop you. And you think, how do they live? How do they survive? This world must be full of things that eat them. And they just do nothing. And you're absolutely fascinated. You look around you and they're absolutely everywhere, all over the place. Some of them are huge. How do they live? How do they survive? And you go off to research and learn some more. So this is how I want you to think about plants. Think about them as if you've never seen them before. How do they live? How do they survive? How do they reproduce? A lot of people think that animals are more interesting than plants because animals are like us. They run, they feel, they think. But I say plants are far more interesting because they are not like us. They are completely different. Think of them like our space alien. Think of them as something entirely new, entirely different, and entirely exciting. And that's what these next 5 lectures are going to be about.